Welcome back to County Board Wrap Up, where we're taking a closer look at some of the decisions from this month's board meeting. I'm Kara O'Donnell, and we're talking today with Board Chair Matt DiFerranti, as well as Board Member Libby Garvey. Now, flexible zoning heights was a big topic at this month's board meeting, specifically when it comes to affordable housing. Tell me about the decision that was made that allowed for a little bit more flexibility there.
Sure. So in 2019, we adopted a zoning position that we basically just gave the board back a little more flexibility in 3 specific zoning categories across the county. And mostly they're really focused in our corridors, our Roslyn, Ballston, and our Columbia Pike, and to some extent our Crystal City corridor. Those we just allowed a little more flexibility for the board to consider projects in 3 multifamily districts, and it's part of there would need to be specific findings, and it would need to be significant a number of affordable housing in the proposed project, and findings by the board that there was an appropriate transition from the projects to the surrounding neighborhood. So we don't anticipate that this provision will be governing for very long, and there are some planning processes that we explicitly indicated we want to see the progress on those. For example, the currently Lee Highway planning process is going to be very relevant to any projects that might come forward. This is a tool that helps with what are called tax credit projects and applications, and is a way to continue our effort to address affordable housing. And so that's basically what it was. There was some discussion and concern, but I really feel that we are able to address those concerns. No projects were approved through this change. We simply gave the board the discretion under these 3 districts in a structured way to do this. So we had significant discussion last month on it, some discussion as well this month. The board wanted to be thorough, and we were, and so this is a step forward as I see it to continue providing adequate affordable housing supply at all levels. So we were united on this piece of it, and I know that we also took a number of other steps in the budget on affordable housing, but this is one on land use for affordable housing that we thought was targeted, really essentially time limited, and a step forward.
I think it's important to note
so.
It
really is a limited tool. Yeah, as Matt said, it's a limited tool, and I know our residents don't always feel that way, but because the board, it's very limited, and the board's the one who makes the decision. It didn't say we had to decide. And all it was trying to do was allow some flexibility so they a developer could build more units, which sometimes just allows that project to pencil out so they can actually build it and provide more housing. And I don't think this board is about to approve a project that doesn't, isn't appropriate and doesn't fit somewhere. But I understand people getting nervous, and I think we made a specific mention, I think, of the Lee Highway Alliance, that it wasn't going to, supersede that, or the Columbia Pike area plan and all of that. So I'm pretty comfortable with it, but it's interesting because it really did just take us back to 2019. But people get worried every time we're voting on something. So.
And I think, it is important to note that this just allows for that flexibility for these proposals to come in front of you. It would still go through the site review process. It would still go through the community engagement process. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of scenario.